Well, hello, friends, neighbors. John, your whiskey neighbor here. Welcome down the Whiskey Nook. It's another Sunday, so we get a chance to talk a couple of samples with each other. Today, I've got two samples from Ray. Thank you, Ray. One is Early Times Bottle and Bond, and the other one is Old Grandad 114. Now, I can't get either of these up here, so I'm so thankful, Ray, for sending a little bit of goodwill north of the border there. And if you guys have either one of these, maybe pour it when we get back. We'll share some thoughts.
3, 4.
Thanks for staying with me through the break. As I said, we're going to first talk about Early Times Bottle and Bond. Now, this is something I can't get up here, so as always, it's a nice treat. I know a little bit about the history of Early Times, but only what I've read. It's kind of cool that it was started, the name anyways, the bourbon, was released by John Henry Beam, the nephew of Jim Beam. I think he went by Jack Beam, so you might see, oh, Jack Beam started this. And it was really popular. He started it up, it did well, I think, and then it transferred ownership to Brown-Forman. Brown-Forman for a little while was releasing Early Times Bottle and Bond. I think in the 50s it was like the most popular bourbon in America. So that's pretty cool. They've kept some nods to the original either process or recipe because I believe it sits around 11% rye. And that's lighter than other bourbons from Brown-Forman. Let's see what we get on the nose. Yeah, it's a pretty soft nose. Being Bottle and Bond, minimum 4 years, bottle 50%. I was thinking it was going to really hit me, but it's, I don't know, it kind of draws me in, but softly. Still get a little bit of that cinnamon, a little bit of, there's something that I want to say is almost doughy, but that's not quite it. So I'd almost go, is this wheated? But I know it's not. So let's just go with creamy, light toffee, sweet vanilla. I don't get a fruit so much on the nose. Let's try the palate. Cheers. Boy, that drinks well for 50%. It is slightly coating. I'm going to continue with that kind of creamy or chewy. And some of the spicing now comes in that early finish. So now I'm getting a little bit gripped by a candy red heart, cinnamon red heart type spice. So cinnamon, but sweet. Still not a lot of fruit. Oh, maybe a slight, but not off-putting banana note. I know, I've often said to you guys, I'm not a big banana guy. And I'm not, but in here, it's more like a softer, creamy fruit. Interesting. One more sip. That is surprisingly drinkable for 50%. I have seen what it goes for in the US, and I would say that would likely be on my shelf more than not, just because, boy, that was kind of just a nice, easy sipping. Now, was it remarkable in any one direction? Not really. As usual, it's a sample, so I'm not giving a star value, and it's just absolute first thought. So it could evolve or could change with time. But I like it. All right, let's compare it to the second one here, which is Old Grandad 114. Now, I can get Old Grandad and Old Grandad Bottle and Bond, but I can't get the 114. And I've heard some pretty decent things about this, so let's give it a go. This, of course, is Jim Beam, and it's a much higher rye. So while here we were 11, probably 10 barley, 79 corn, here we're 27 rye. I really try to remember the rye difference, and the rest I'm like, they're probably similar. And I think the rest is similar, whatever that works out to, 10% barley and then 63% corn or something like that. But let's see what Old Grandad gives us on the nose. It's much spicier, far stronger cinnamon, but also even a bit cracked pepper. Yeah, a lot stronger on the nose. coming back. A little bit of sourness has come out in the early times, but the Old Grandad is really showing its higher rye, spicier forward bourbon notes. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. Okay, but I like that. It is much stronger. Like it perks, dries a little bit. Strong cinnamon crack, spice. Yeah, a little bit of oak on the finish. Gonna try it again. Cooked down baked things. So like blackened brown sugar, not blackened, but cooked down brown sugars into something. Quite a bit of spice moving around the mouth, like across the palate. My tongue is really picking that up. More drying on the finish. I'm kind of swallowing more at the end, giving me a much stronger hug. Want to try it once more against the early times. They're not that far off. This is still a 50% bourbon. Softer. Yeah, I do get a little, I don't know what that is, almost a wheated, like just a little bit of bready, a little more cinnamon bun. I don't know, interesting. Of these two, I think early times is going to, I'm always just predicting for people, it's just my thoughts, but I think early times would have a broader appeal. It drinks surprisingly well for 50%. I think people can find notes and items and ideas in here that are like interesting, but nothing's going to overwhelm you. The Old Grandad, I think, would be a bit spicy or a bit hard for many people. But my palate, I really like the bold nature of this. There's nothing to me astringent or bitter that would put it off. Instead, it's strong, and it's probably young because it's bitey too. But the cooked dark sugars and the spicier pepper, I like it. So in this sitting, I kind of like the Old Grandad 114. Hope you guys had a bit of fun with me here on Sunday. And if you had either one, or you've had it in the past, why don't you share your thoughts down below? I really enjoy doing this just to share a dram with you and to hear the comments as they come in. I really like the conversation. Hope you guys have a fantastic week.